Well, welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and I've put a lot of time into the Pokemon Legends ZA postgame, so I know everything this game has to offer after you beat it, and I want to talk about that. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, and comment your thoughts on the Pokemon Legends ZA postgame down below. So, I also want to talk about the ending of the story, which is like the dumbest thing ever. I see people on social media getting all emotional, like, greatest story ever, what an impactful, beautiful thing, the ending made me cry, don't want to spoil it. It's like, bro, it's the stupidest thing ever to kill off AZ. Like, doesn't make any sense, completely unnecessary. I think it breaks the lore because he's immortal from having the spirits and souls of countless Pokemon put into him through the creation of the ultimate weapon, and he didn't do anything. It's not like he made if he made a grand stand to put all of his life force into finishing off the threat, yeah, that makes sense. He just sat the entire story, did nothing, contributed nothing, didn't even need to exist for the story, and then died. So, all that's stupid. And then the last run, I was watching a speed run, like, not all the way through, but, like, it takes a speedrunner an hour to get through the finale of the story. It's just pointless nonsense. You're spending 2-3 hours casually doing the same pointless quest that got you there, and none of it makes sense. Like when the dudes build the parkour course as the world is ending, or at least as the city is about to be destroyed, instead of moving away 2 pieces of rubble so you can just proceed. Also, our little Zygarde dog, he jumped us up a building, but we have to run to him, and then he ends up, like, catching up with us anyways. Also, what about our flying Pokemon? What about our fast travel? Why can't we traverse the city? It's all just pointless waste of your time, like the rest of the game. And then people are getting all emotional over, like, this story, even though it's just a 20-hour tutorial that makes no sense, breaks the lore of Pokemon, and there was another device. What about the second Meteor kind of thing? Also, wasn't there technically 3 devices? The one to bring back Floette, then the ultimate weapon, and then Ange? So, like, it's just like, Legends leaves more questions than answers, and then kills off a character that needed more development and got absolutely none. Way to go. So let's talk about the post-game in Pokemon Legends ZA, which really isn't any better, because the entire thing is the ZA Royale. And when I say the entire thing is the ZA Royale, the entire thing is the ZA Royale. That you're just supposed to do this infinitely. And they even have rewards up to 100 challenge tickets. And the Master Ball is a 1% chance. So, like, you're expected to do this dozens and dozens of times forever. And that's just beat 15 to 20 trainers, do a challenge ticket infinitely forever. Even though, like, the battle system just, like, when you spend that much time in the battle system, you only get to feel how broken it is when, like, just trainers, Pokemon, and other things do not interact properly at all. You're going to see so many stupid interactions, so many things bugging out and glitching out the entire time. The camera system is just, or like the targeting system is what makes it super unplayable. You're going to go for sneak attacks, you're going to get caught when there's absolutely no way. And then everything is just silly. Like, once again, people getting mad at me because I'm not playing the game properly, even though this is a very common thing that happens. And if they don't have, like, a movement action move, you're just stuck. And then sometimes you even play, like, Ring Around the Rosie with that, and you're just running around in circles trying to get hits and then getting blocked. It's like, oh, I'm just forced to lose time and spin around or take hits, which doesn't matter because you just get a level 100 Pokemon. There's no skill expression, there's no risk whatsoever. It is just infinite, pointless, one-shot battles. And the reason why you do, and then, like, also trying to wrestle with the targeting system and all that fun stuff. So, the reason why you do this is to get money and the rewards from the ZA Royale, and then you use that for competitive, and that's it. And in a weird way, I feel like it could have kind of maybe been good to get, like, hyper casuals into competitive, but the problem is casual Pokemon players, I can't call them fans, because the thing about these people is that they hate Pokemon. The people that play Pokemon for just the story hate the games because you cannot get them to engage with the game's content at all. And they're also, like, the most fake fans to think that this story actually means anything or is good in any way, or the gameplay loop is of any value. Because you don't have to do anything technical to get everything you need for competitive Pokemon. There's no breeding, which can be kind of hard to understand. IVs might still be weird to some people. EV training has been trivialized since Generation 8, since you can just max them out with vitamins and stuff. So it really just comes down to, oh, I have all this money. Do I go to any special store? No, I just go to the Pokemart. What's in the Pokemart? Vitamins? Hey, that's neat. I now have a mostly competitive Pokemon. Oh, I got a bottle cap from the 1,000 ZA battles I've done. Now my favorite shiny Malamar can be as strong as possible, and I might take him online and have fun. Like, it's one of those things where it's so much brain rot that, like, it has to be possible to get some casuals into competitive at some point. And then making Greninjite and the Kalos starters behind ranking up, so it's not even like, oh, I do 3 battles and I get it, like with an online challenge. You actually have to dedicate quite a bit to it. It's like a couple hours of battles, and with like 3 minutes per battle. Well, a couple hours casually. I saw someone say it took them 2 hours. If you understand Pokemon, it takes under an hour, but like you are locking casuals into like at least giving it a chance, and they have to try or else they don't get something really important, which is kind of the way to do it. But I think the gameplay loop is so awful, and the game, like, this is the worst way of doing it. Like, you're not getting people into real Pokemon, because the battle system is terrible. Ranked feels very unfun and lame. It's still just 90% Japanese players cheesing you out and making you feel bad. And if you end up liking it, now you're on the infinite ZA Royale treadmill. That feels worse than breeding. Breeding is objectively more fun than the ZA Royale, and even for people that want, like, a challenge in Pokemon, it's always weird because they're like, oh, there's no challenge after the story and I don't want to play competitive. It's like, bro, the Battle Tower, and especially the Battle Tree, will just ruin you. You actually have to make full competitive teams with actual strategy, or you're not going to be able to do well in the Battle Tree, and then you don't get enough resources to kind of continue that. So even though it took a lot more work, it was much more fulfilling, and now this is just like so worthless of a gameplay loop and just so unenjoyable that it doesn't really do anything for Pokemon. And then the only thing that's left is like getting the alpha Pokemon here. Like, they made it so free, but again, Pokemon players hate Pokemon because they aren't fans, so you can't get them to do anything except for Shiny Hunt. But now Shiny Hunt has actually been made like completely worthless. There's no point getting shinies anymore because everyone's gonna have them. Even without a turbo controller or some kind of area reset, you like the entire game is bench sitting simulator to find shiny Pokemon, and that is the entire game for most people. And then because of that, like, you just find so many shiny Pokemon that they become worthless. Even like through playing the story naturally, you're going to get one before you finish the game, which when you compare that to older Pokemon, it's like, oh, yeah, you could play an entire game. You could put hundreds of hours into a game and then not passively find a shiny. Or find one, and that becomes your most prized thing ever. And even with trying to shiny hunt afterwards, it can still take a lot of time. I don't know how many Pokemon I've bred. I think I've hatched maybe 2? And I don't even think it's 2. I'm just saying that to kind of cover my bases, because, like, it has to be at least 1. I don't remember which Pokemon it is. Any Masuda breeding I attempted, I wasn't successful with. And then there was never a point to shiny hunt because 99.9% of shinies are hacked anyways through all the massive amounts of hacking. So shinies were already worthless. There's no point being a shiny hunter, especially because even people like A-Drive hack their Pokemon. It's like, if the quote-unquote shiny king, or the dude that's entire channel is about shiny hunting, still uses hacks, he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about Pokemon. He doesn't care about shiny hunting. He only cares about money. So, like, there's nothing to getting shinies, and it was a lot harder back then. People got upset, like, you can't call a full team of shiny Pokemon hacked. It's like, yeah, I can, and now the future has only proven that. Because we have Wolf Glick, the most popular competitive Pokemon player. Oh, it turns out he's just used cheated Pokemon his entire career, and has cheated the entire time he's been in Pokemon, including the Nintendo Switch era, when it's easier than ever to get competitive. And this isn't something that has only happened once, it happened multiple times, and then Wolf had to lie about it. And then with the Team Peak at the end of Pokemon Sword and Shield battles, you could see like, oh, 95% of teams, non-shiny teams in Pokemon, are cheated before we even get into shiny. So now it's extra weird because these fake Pokemon fans have something worthless to celebrate over and think they've accomplished something in Pokemon, when, like, historically it's like, no, this is like, the shiny stocks are the lowest they've ever been And if there was anything gating you from getting them in the past or dedicating into Pokemon or competitive in any way, it's like, oh yeah, you just kind of prove that you are a tourist or you don't care about getting invested into what Pokemon is really about. So it really is like the Zoomer, everyone gets a trophy, doesn't have to work for anything game, and that's also what makes it awful. And then going into like just the weirdness of the Infinite ZA Royale, where everyone's saying like it's impossible to get bottle caps and gold bottle caps despite it effectively being a 1 in 10 chance. I haven't seen any yet. I got AZ's Floette. I got a Master Ball. And like, that's how fraudulent this game is. I got a Master Ball and it upset me because I'd rather just have a gold bottle cap. I'd rather have 3 regular bottle caps than a Master Ball because that's how impossible it is to get bottle caps in this game. Which also kind of shows like, oh, this game doesn't do anything to get people invested in Pokemon either, because when we have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, that's just like, you just do whatever. The Ace Academy tournament is more fun and engaging than the ZA Royale if you just want mindless brain rot battles forever, because there's no skill expression. There's nothing you can do with the battles in Pokemon Legends ZA because the combat is objectively terrible. These mechanics wouldn't fly in the gaming community in 2015, let alone 2025, from the largest franchise in the world. And then there's Terra Raid battles and Max Raid battles, which are objectively better than the Infinite ZA Royale. So if you are so casual, if you are such an NPC that you can actually like endure the Infinite ZA Royale, well then you should have been competitive in the previous generations. You get super boosted special rewards from the raid battle events, and then it's easier to get a full competitive Pokemon because you can actually buy the bottle caps with money. So it's a better system, takes less work, and still no one attempted competitive. And it also, like, the competitive played better than Pokemon Legends ZA because that multi-battle is just an unfun, uncompetitive mess. So yeah, the last thing you should ever ask a Pokemon community member to do is actually play the game. And then for some reason they just, like, take an awful story and think it actually means something because they've never been exposed to any media or games before. And it also shows they have like 0 life experience or comprehension skills, like understand that there is objectively no value to this game and the story and the gameplay loop and the post game. And then like how little value do they have in their lives just NPC out on it. And then like there's just the other little things where Game Freak always takes back some of that quality of life that would actually make it good. Buying the berries one at a time, reducing EV customization, and adding friction. Like, yeah, this is still faster than getting the EV reducing berries in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which was also like another weird thing where it's like, so close to that quality of life, can't have it. Oh, the Terra Shards, takes like an extra hour to get the shards you need for your competitive Pokemon, cheating still wins. Dang. So like, you could see the reluctance, even though it was like super duper free. And now people still don't care about Pokemon, and Pokemon Legends ZA is already dead, and it hasn't even been 2 weeks. So despite Game Freak's best efforts to try to make something fresh and even add a multiplayer to it, you can't get Pokemon community, again, I can't call them Pokemon fans, you can't get people in the Pokemon community to actually play your game. No matter how babied it is, no matter how watered down it is, and then that's why it's like, what's the post game? It's nothing. It's ZA Royale until you realize no one's actually caring about the game, and then there's no point proceeding. And even if you do play, it's also just like, all the rewards are such a kick in the junk. Someone said when you get A rank, oh, I have a mystery gift, interesting. Someone said when you get A rank, it's like some small candies and a mega shard. Like, they must have screwed that up. Or like, hopefully at the end of the season, you get some bottle caps finally. So it takes a couple weeks to start snowballing, but that was also in, like, Pokemon Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. Like, you hit Master Ball rank, you actually just get, like, half a competitive team right there. Like, you can just immediately convert that into extra competitive Pokemon that you've been wanting to make. All the other games were so good for replayability, post-game story. Everyone just hacked it away and then cried about nothing being there. Or they were, like, so casual and worthless, they hate playing Pokemon, and then they blame the game about it. So when they see something that pretends to be fresh, because there's nothing new here, there's nothing fresh, there's nothing that improves upon Pokemon or creates anything else. Especially, like, Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus just ripped off every other Pokemon mechanic and created actually nothing new. This has the action combat, but it's so broken and behind compared to any possible action system for a creature collector that Game Freak shouldn't even have tried. And I'm out of descriptors for the ending gameplay loop. It's just so miserable. So yeah, objectively worthless story, unplayable gameplay loop, and despite trying to cater to the lowest common denominator as much as possible, you can't ever get them to play a Pokemon game, so the Pokemon Legends experiment has failed. And also, the entire game is an insult to you as a person. The story doesn't respect your time, because it's just a 20-hour gameplay... Hey, a shiny. A 20-hour... Oh. That's fine. A 20-hour gameplay loop. It's just the same thing over and over and over again for padding, with no progression whatsoever. And then the finale also kind of like proves like this game never respected you to begin with. And then getting all the items and all the other things in the end game also shows the game doesn't respect or care about you. It's like, oh, what about accelerating to get people playing the new battle system and invested into it to where they want Pokemon Legends Galar or Pokemon Legends Johto or something like that? No, they want you wasting over 100 hours of your life in this game to have less progress than spending 100 hours in Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet towards competitive, but then everyone complained anyways. Also, the side quests prove this game doesn't respect your time. Like, all these little things that just get in your way to give you absolutely no reward whatsoever, except for, like, very few cases where, like, wow, the Furfrou League, I have to defeat all these Furfrou for gold bottle cap, where in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I could just spend 60k, technically 50k, technically even less than that, because all of your Pokemon are going to have guaranteed IVs anyways. So, like, the amount of time it takes to do anything in this game is just such a step backwards, and somehow people pretend to like it because they're just that brain rot. I don't know. Cognitive dissonance is a hell of a drug. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching. So, I don't get it. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.